A multiple car pileup causes traffic.
And a robbery turns deadly Monday morning.
These stories and more, All Access starts right now. Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of HPU All Access. I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Thomas Hart. We have lots of high point news coming your way, but first let's head over to Christy with the weather. Christy?
Thanks, Thomas. I'm Christy Rebar here to give you a look at our weather. A look at our 7-day forecast will show that today we have had a high of 60 and low of 28 going into this evening. Thursday with clear skies of high of 63, low of 34. Friday and Saturday looking kind of similar with cloudy skies and highs of 62, 64 and lows of 32 and 41. Sunday is going to get a little colder with a high of 45 and low of 37. And I hope you all have the loveliest of Valentine's Day where we're going to have a high of 44 and low of 25. And then finally Tuesday, bright skies with a high of 47 and a low of 26. That's all for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
So, about the weather, are you happy to see warmer temperatures?
It's much nicer, but we're in that weird stage where I like walk outside with a t-shirt on. I'm fine in the sun. The moment you get in the shade,
it's over.
And so it's like, do you bring a jacket? Do you not bring a jacket? Do you bring a quarter zip? Like, it's confusing. But I like to see we're getting into warmer temperatures, maybe dipping off a little bit towards the weekend, but yeah, it's always nice.
Totally agree. Emergency crews fled Highway 421 and Old Greensboro Road to clear multiple car crashes on Monday morning. A wreck on Highway 421 in Wilkes County involved 21 vehicles and another involved 50 vehicles. On Old Greensboro Road, a vehicle crashed and fell several feet down. All of these wrecks are believed to be caused by black ice that accumulated overnight by freezing rain and temperatures. No major injuries have been released. Police and fire departments are asking drivers to pay close attention when driving, especially on bridges and overpasses during these conditions.
High Point resident Rodney Rhodes was found dead Monday morning following a 911 call of a suspected shooting. Rhodes was age 46, was shot in the chest during what police believe to be a robbery. After multiple attempts, Rhodes was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say that Rhodes was in his car while someone he was with was using a nearby ATM. That person was unharmed. Police are looking for two suspects that have provided footage of the suspects themselves. Anyone with information about these individuals or the case is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Now let's head over to Campus Update reporter Dior Whitfield to hear the latest about what's happening on at HPU. Dior?
Good evening, High Point University. My name is Dior Whitfield, bringing you this week's Campus Update. The new nursing program is ready to welcome their first class this fall. Students will be educated in the brand new complex adjacent to the Student Health Care Center on University Parkway. This 50,000 square foot space includes a 16-bed skills lab with 14 diverse simulators modeling an acute care environment, as well as 3 high-fidelity simulation suites: adult health nursing, maternal newborn nursing, and pediatric nursing. The Department of Nursing is part of the Congdon School of Health Sciences, and the first class of nursing students will be welcomed to HBU this fall 2022. During this past family weekend, Dr. Cubain shared with parents that there will be 8 new programs coming to High Point University, which includes the School of Dental Medicine and Oral Health, the School of Law, the School of Optometry, the School of Nursing, and the School of Entrepreneurship, as well a Doctor of Nurse Anesthesiology, a Doctor of Medical Science, and Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. It is your last chance to be part of HBU's biggest show of the year. Auditions for The Voice close Thursday at midnight, so be sure to send in your audition tapes now. Once again, my name is Dior Whitfield, and thank you for watching Campus Update.
Thanks, Dior. Coming back from the break, we'll hear the latest on Hollywood news and what is happening in the world of politics. Stay with us.
America. land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to All Access. Now it's time to hear the inside scoop on all things entertainment with reporter Shreya Rana. Shreya?
Hi guys, I'm Shreya and welcome back to this week's edition of All Access Entertainment. The long-awaited Oscar nominations were revealed on Tuesday, and The Power of the Dog took home the most nominations with 12, following closely by Dune with 10. Jane Campion made history, becoming the first woman to be nominated twice for Best Director for her film The Power of the Dog. Other notable nominees include Beyoncé, who scored her first ever Oscar nomination, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who if he wins will officially become an EGOT winner, and Netflix original film Don't Look Up. The Oscars air on March 27, 2022, live on ABC. The Kardashians are back and better than ever as they prepare for the series premiere of their new show titled The Kardashians, to air on Hulu come April 14th. The show will focus on some of their most dramatic issues, from Kim and Kanye's divorce to Kourtney's new engagement, to Khloe's struggles with Tristan, and much more. Be sure to tune in on Hulu so you don't miss anything. Let's continue to keep up with the Kardashians because Kylie Jenner recently announced the birth of her son, born on February 2nd, 2022. Fans were speculating for months that Kylie had already had her baby, but she shut it down, announcing the date of birth with an adorable picture on her Instagram. Fans are now trying to figure out the name and have been picking up hints from little things such as the birth month, Kylie's sister's Instagram comments, and even random TikToks they come across. This news comes perfectly in time with the announcement of their new show, and you can watch her pregnancy unfold on Hulu. That's all for this week's entertainment update. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Shreya. Now we're joined at the desk by political correspondent Will O'Brien. So what is going on in the political world, Will?
Thank you, Anna. On Friday, former Vice President Mike Pence publicly called out his old boss, former President Donald Trump, in a speech in Florida over his ability to contest the results of the 2020 presidential election. Pence said, quote, "There are those in our party who believe that as the presiding officer over the joint session of Congress, I possessed unilateral authority to reject electoral college votes. And this week, our former president said I had the right to overturn the election. President Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election," end quote. Pence's speech comes with increased speculation about his own 2024 presidential campaign plans, as do questions about his current relationship with Trump following their vocal disagreement on the outcome of the 2020 election. So generally, vice presidents don't get a lot of action, and they're known to be very loyal to their bosses. Cheney was to Bush, Biden was to Obama, and Pence was to Trump for a long time. So why the change here?
I mean, I would say that it comes with challenges with like the election changing from this past year, and that I'm interested to see in the next couple years if they might rekindle their relationship, or maybe Pence might run on his own in the next one.
Exact same thing. I think typically, everyone knows the president, and then the vice president's also just kind of known as the I guess, tag along buddy.
He's just there in case something happens to the
Exactly,
president,
but
yeah.
I felt like during this past presidential term and this one too, the vice president has taken on kind of a new role, and it'll be interesting to see if that carries on.
Absolutely. The Canadian trucker protests that are challenging the country's COVID-19 vaccine mandates for the industry continue and are becoming more intense. The Freedom Convoy left from Vancouver for Ottawa last Sunday to protest the federal government's vaccine mandates for cross-border truckers, which took effect on January 15th. These protests have led to a truck blockade at the Canada-US border and have contributed to the ongoing supply chain issue. The protesters have now begun to block the largest international crossing in North America. So could this have profound consequences to the supply chain that we haven't already seen, and could this movement spread beyond Canada's borders?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're already seeing the effects of it. We're seeing the effects all over the country, not necessarily from the Canadian side of things, but even now, I think we will see even more of a demand here on out.
Absolutely.
I would say the same thing. Like, I know that supply chain issue is like a huge concern for so many different products and things that we need in the U.S. And I know Canada's struggling too. So hopefully they can figure it out in the next coming months.
The question is though, is this going to affect my maple syrup? And is it going to affect Lululemon clothing?
Yeah,
Because
right.
those are
Those are the most
Those
important.
are two
things of
most
life.
important things that have come out of Canada.
Yeah.
You cannot go without your maple syrup.
Exactly.
Your Lululemon.
Exactly. So we'll have to see what's next. But thank you so much for joining
You
us,
bet.
Will. Coming back from the break, we'll hear the latest on HPU sports and meet one of HPU's Greek life leaders.
And how a father wrote a book of affirmations and stats on this weekend's Super Bowl. All Access will be right back. Stay with us.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, kitty cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
Doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G.
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. CZ awkward.
Welcome back to All Access. Today's Student Spotlight is a special guest from Greek life. Now we send it over to Shreya Rana at the desk.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Student Spotlight. I'm Shreya Rana and tonight I'm joined by a very special guest, Panhellenic President Sydney Sizemore. Sydney, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
That's good. So you're a Panhellenic President. What made you want to get involved with Panhellenic in the first place?
I really just saw it as an opportunity to make a difference in the community that I've been a part of since I was a freshman. And so I really wanted to create some more unity within that group.
So what do you do as Panhellenic President?
So I have meetings with the IFC and collaborate with them on large philanthropy events, and I communicate with each of the president chapters, and I run Panhellenic meetings.
How is this role different than serving on your council, like your specific Greek council?
Yeah, so this is much more large scale. So within my personal chapter, when I was on EC, I just focused on what FIMU could be doing better, but now I have to think about what every chapter can be doing better.
What advice do you have for people who want to join Panhellenic?
I would say definitely do it. It feels really great and rewarding to be able to make a difference and see the changes on the campus.
Do you have anything that you want to touch on that I left out?
No.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to see everything that you do. Back to you, Thomas.
Thanks, Shreya. Let's hear from sports reporter Blake Woodard. Blake.
Thanks, Thomas, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Blake Woodard. This past weekend, our men's and women's basketball teams hit the hardwood in front of some record-breaking crowds for Family Weekend. First up, the Lady Panthers demolished Winthrop 86-44, with freshman Nakia Terrell leading the team with 17 points. Next, in front of a Family Weekend standing room only crowd in the Cubain Center, the guys got a much needed W in an absolutely nail-biting fashion, 91-83. In overtime, John Michael Wright and Zach Austin led the team with 27 and 26 points respectively. And speaking of Zach Austin, this week he was named Big South Freshman of the Week for the 6th time, tying second all-time for most mentions. He only needs 2 more to break the record for most mentions of all time by a freshman. Moving to the hardwood from the track to senior middle distance runner Cameron Harper broke the 600-meter school record at the Camel City Invitational with a time of 1 minute and 34.97 seconds. Junior Alicia Dawson won the women's long jump, and grad student Natalie Elliott won the open pole vault. Coming up this week, spring sports are officially upon us as the lacrosse season kicks off with the men's team facing off against Colgate Friday night at 5 at Vert Stadium, as well as basketball, a doubleheader in the Cubain Center. You can catch all of these games and more all on ESPN+, but for now, let's send it back to you guys at the desk.
Diedrich Moon, one of the Triad area, a single father to his 14-year-old daughter, Haley. Haley told her father that he wasn't respectful to her in words and only in actions. Taking this to heart, Moon decided to write a book called Dear Daughter, A Love Story. This book includes words of affirmation that he wished he would have told Haley when she was younger. Moon wrote the book and Haley edited it, as she's the editor of her own publishing company. They are hoping this book strikes up conversation with familial relationships and will make our community a better place. The book will be released on February 11th.
Well, with the Super Bowl Sunday right around the corner, it's only right we talk a little football here on All Access. When you turn on the big game on Sunday, you'll see 2 younger faces leading their teams with a chance to hoist the Lombardi Trophy by the end of the night. The Rams' Sean McVay is 36, while the Bengals' Zach Taylor is 38. This is the youngest pair to square off in a Super Bowl ever. This is McVay's 2nd Super Bowl as a head coach. He made it in 2019. And who was by his side as his assistant? That's right, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. This Super Bowl could also see some more history. Joe Burrow is attempting to become the first player to win a national championship, a Heisman, and a Super Bowl all within the span of 3 years. The big game is set for 6:30 p.m. kickoff on NBC. What are your thoughts on the game? Gonna be watching it?
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
No, I'm going to say you're going to watch it for the commercials?
Might be, but hey.
That makes me a little sad.
Well, whatever.
It's a big game.
It is a big game, and I'll watch it.
2 quarterbacks have never won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'm excited. I like Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Why not? And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you guys for watching. Join us next week, same time, same place. For HPU All Access, I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Thomas Hart. Have a great week, High Point.